Welcome to the Don't Get Fooled Show with Big Red Ace, NFL Week 2. Let's go, Ace!
All right, boys and girls, we got NFL Week 2. Cannot wait. But before we get into the episode, Big Ree,
make sure to like, subscribe, comment, join the membership.
Get your merch. We got the merch looking good. High quality stuff. You can see it right below the description. Pick up your merch, support the channel, join the membership. Me and Big Ree coming off a 14-5 week 1. What a way to start off NFL.
Nothing like a juicy week 1.
Nothing like a juicy week 1. Just like college week 1 was really juicy. Week 2 was, an average week, but week 1 of NFL was juicy. What a weekend, Big Ree.
Yeah, for sure.
What a weekend. It was a great week 1. Nothing like NFL football, and we can kind of get into a recap of the week. But before we get into the recap, we got a new segment this year on our NFL videos, the quote of the day. So the quote of the day for this episode is, "You're not obligated to win. You're obligated to keep trying to do your best that you can every day." That's the quote of the day, Big Ree. You're not obligated to win. You're obligated to keep trying to do the best you can every day.
Yeah, and I love this quote because it goes back to one of my favorite quotes that I like. You miss 100% of the shots you don't take.
Absolutely. That's true. Facts, Big Ree. You miss 100% of the shots that you don't take. So you got to take your shot. Is that what you're trying to tell
Exactly.
Got to take your shot.
Because you can say, oh, man, I was going to take that. I knew I should have took that. Yep. Why didn't you take it? No guts, no glory.
I love it. You got to take your shot. And it relates to, we try to give our quote of the day or our inspiration that can relate to not just, sports picks and football and sports. This relates to life. Like Big Ree, don't regret not taking that shot, okay? Don't regret. Don't say, hey, you know what? They're not going to hire me. I'm not going to apply to that job. You never know.
Exactly.
You just never know. You got to apply. Let them tell you no. Let them tell you, hey, you're not getting the job, or we're sorry. Unfortunately, there's other qualified candidates. That's fine.
Let the chica reject you,
or the guy, whatever, however you want to do it. Let them say, I'm not interested, but take your shot. And don't take anything personal either. Word of advice: don't take things personal.
Facts.
You get rejected by an employer, you got rejected by, another person that you're interested in. Don't take it personal. You got to remember one thing. Key word: competition. There's always competition. Doesn't mean that you're not good enough, or there's just competition. And you got to figure out how you can get above the competition. Be a little bit creative, unique, and you got to figure out how to game it. But don't take it personal. You just keep moving on. Don't worry about it. It's always a learning experience. That's the one thing, man, that's got me through life. I don't take things personal, Big Ree, and it's got a lot of confidence, and that's just how it is. And just want to go back to the quote. The quote was by Marion Wright Edelman, an activist. And so I like it. It's all about just doing your best that you can do every day.
Yeah.
There's certain things you cannot control, Big Ree, and those are out of your control. So keep doing your best. But let's move on to a recap, Big Ree. We started off the NFL season. The Chiefs, defending Super Bowl champions, lost to the Detroit Lions 21-20.
Yeah, obviously Chris Jones and Kelsey being out is 1 and 2.
100%.
And I think Mahomes just wasn't having protection. Aiden Hutchinson was giving him a lot of heat, and I think he sacked him a couple times. So, and he needs Kelsey there. He needs Kelsey there for the other guys to be good.
I agree. He puts. Kelsey. That takes a lot of attention on Kelsey.
Exactly.
And you can always go to Kelsey. They have a lot of chemistry. You've been playing that long together. You know each other's tendencies, and you can just already figure out where they're going to go or where they're going to throw. Facts. So that's a big deal. Obviously, Chris Jones really hurt them. So they didn't get that much pressure on Goff.
Yeah. Goff was just there.
So I think that will. I think they only had. I believe it was only 1 sack on Goff. Yeah. So those are big deals, and obviously Brian Branch, 50-yard TD interception.
Yeah,
pick six. That was the difference.
That's
right
on Kadarius Toney, though.
It is.
100%.
It is on Toney. You're right.
That was just such a bad game by him, and I will give Mahomes a lot of credit. He said, "I still trust him."
Yeah.
That's what you call a leader right there.
That is a leader. That is a leader, and so congrats to Detroit Lions. They build up to the hype. Dan Campbell is like, we expected to win, so good for you. Let's kind of go into some of the other notable games on the slate quickly. The Jags coming off a playoff berth, they won, beat the Colts. The Saints squeaked it out against Tennessee by one.
Bengals got their ass whooped.
That was big news. Bengals just got dominated. Yeah. Joey B, 82 yards.
Yeah.
82 yards. I think they had 142 total yards of offense.
Something like that.
Against the Browns.
Yeah, the Browns.
The Battle of Ohio.
Damn, Drew, you hearing that?
Battle of Ohio, and Cincinnati didn't win the battle. That's for sure. So that was a big talking point. Yeah. Everybody's talking about San Francisco. Bro, Steelers were the hottest pick of week 1.
Oh, were they?
The hottest pick of week 1.
Wow.
The Steelers, plus 2.5, and they got spanked by the Niners.
Yeah.
Spanked by the Niners, and Purdy came out and just continued where he left off last year, and he's starting to, show that this guy's legit. I'm not writing him in yet. You already know how I feel about him, but
our boys were at the game.
Yeah,
Z-Ball and Yas.
Our boys were at the game. They said it was wild. They said, what, about 35% Niner fans in Pittsburgh.
Yeah.
And that must have been a good game to watch for the Niners. They spanked the Steelers. And I wasn't ready to say, hey, Pittsburgh's legit, dude. Yeah. Kenny Pickett. What was he like at the end of the season? I think he had more interceptions than touchdowns.
I don't know.
I mean, get out of here. The guy had like 5 touchdowns. What are you guys talking about? Like, oh, now they're only a 2-point, dog against the Niners? Get out of here. That was an easy one. That was a super easy one.
The Commanders squeaked out a win versus the Cardinals. I was pretty impressed with the Cardinals.
Yeah, I mean,
the Commanders at the end of the day.
I mean, I'm impressed. I mean, the Cardinals hung in it, but it's like, dude, what have the Commanders been doing? And they got a new quarterback too, and Sam Howell.
Yeah.
So let's not give them too much credit.
The Raiders beat the Broncos. What the fuck? I did not see that coming. That's one I did not see coming.
Yeah, I mean, we didn't see that coming, but honestly, it's the Russ looked better than he did last year, but same issue. They don't have any offense. They got no receivers, bro. They got no receivers.
There's the receivers on the market, and they can trade for receivers.
They're gonna have to.
Kenny Galladay's available right now.
They got to not just add one. They got to add 2 receivers. 2 receivers.
I think Judy might play this week.
Well, hopefully. They need Judy and at least one more legit guy that can get.
And now Greg Dulcich is out indefinitely.
Bro, this is just bad news for them. They need to add some talent around them.
Baker came through.
My boy Baker Mayfield, 2 touchdowns, 0 interceptions, got the W.
They beat the Vikings. That was kind of I wouldn't say unexpected, but impressive.
Yeah, I don't think we thought they were going to win. Yeah. I thought they would cover, and that was one of my picks last week. But Baker, look, everybody knows I'm a Baker fan.
Yeah, I'll give him credit. He played good.
I mean, but let's see if he can continue, right? Like, let's see if he has these games here and there, and then. So congrats to him.
Eagles beat the Pats.
But they should have lost that game.
Yeah.
And I'll get into that. Eagles look like complete crap.
Yeah.
The Patriots had 3 opportunities in the fourth quarter to win that game, and they didn't. 3. It was unbelievable. Eagles did not look good.
Damn, so you're not giving Jalen Hurts the
They did not look good at all. At all, Big Ree. I'll be honest.
Dolphins Chargers was a great
shootout.
That was the best game of the week.
That was a great game to watch. My boy Tua.
Legit.
Everybody knows I'm a Tua fan.
Yeah, Tua legit.
Tua looked really good. 400+ yards passing. Yeah. Tyreek Hill. What's his nickname? The Jaguar or something?
Something like that. Cheetah.
That guy had 200+ yards.
He's on pace to get that.
He said he was going to get 2,000, and he looked good. So that was a fun game. I mean, I want to see Tua stay healthy for 17 games. That's an interesting team if they stay healthy. So that was a good game. I mean, the Rams, they beat the Seahawks.
They didn't beat them. They whooped them. That was definitely
spanked the Seahawks. Under 200 total yards for Seahawks.
Yeah, for sure.
But Geno, I mean, it could have been a fluke season, and now he's going to regress back to what he was. And This could be a long season for the Seattle fans.
Damn.
Long season.
Harry,
but I'm not ready to say yet. There's no overreaction here, boys.
Okay.
But, look, the boys 40-0 on the Giants.
Tell your boys.
Damn, look, the boys, Dak looked all right. He just looked whatever. He didn't really need to do much, but the defense looked good.
Yeah.
Giants suck. I kind of knew that. Giants are not overrated.
The Falcons beat the Panthers.
Falcons beat the Panthers as expected.
Yeah.
Your boys, the Packers, won big.
Yeah.
Won big against the Bears. And Jordan Love, 3 touchdowns, 0 interceptions.
Yeah, show him some love.
Wow, what a game. I didn't see that coming, I'll be honest. I didn't see that coming. I did not see that. I thought that was going to be a very close game, and I didn't see that coming.
They got a really interesting game this week. I'm not picking it. It's going to be very interesting.
Packers against Falcons?
Yeah, Falcons are a good team.
Yeah, that's going to be a good game to watch. I think Packers are 1.5-point favorites there.
Yeah.
But yeah, that leads us to the Monday night game. We had the Jets versus the Bills. That was my lock of the week, boys and girls. I had the Bills lock of the week. Within 4 plays, Aaron Rodgers goes down, Big Ree. Unbelievable. $50 million a year. You trade for him. Finally, you add a legit quarterback, and this guy plays 4 snaps and goes down with what they reported today as an Achilles injury, out for the season.
Yeah, I saw some report regarding this play he didn't like. And he was telling the people with the playbook, I don't like this play.
Really?
I forgot exactly what it was, but between the lines, a cut-in play or something like that.
Wow.
And then, no, these guys are just... And David Bakhtiari, his former teammate, tweeted that a lot of people are getting hurt at this field, and they're not, this turf, and they're not making it real grass, but they're going to do it for the World Cup. And he's just saying he's sick and tired of this.
Wow, that's
pretty much saying these guys aren't important. In other words, is what he said. Yeah.
That's an interesting take. I didn't read that, but yeah, this is NFL, National Football League, and you guys people are getting hurt on that field. That's a big deal. And now, the season is cost for obviously the Jets.
For sure.
You went all in on A-Rod. And I wanted to see that play out. And I don't think they were going to make the Super Bowl, but I wanted to see it play out. With A-Rod, you have a chance. Disappointing for the Jets fan. Imagine you're hyped. Game is in New York. You're at the game, and 4th play, A-Rod goes down.
Yeah.
Holy crap, dude. The Jets, are they cursed?
So obviously they're the biggest loser, but another biggest loser out of this is Hard Knocks. Because now no one might even watch Hard Knocks.
Yeah, nobody cares about this.
But the biggest winner out of this, as crazy as it sounds, Robert Saleh. Because now he has no pressure on him. Because if they suck...
That's true. He doesn't have pressure.
If they suck, then his job is they miss the playoffs with Rodgers, he possibly loses his job.
I don't know. I don't think he's losing his job, man. If they miss the playoffs.
Yeah.
Okay, maybe. He's on the hot seat if they miss the playoffs with Rodgers. For sure. Okay, I agree there. I don't think he's losing his job.
So now the biggest question is, do you think Rodgers is done? For good?
I don't think so. I don't think he's going to go out like this. I just don't see that.
I didn't know what it was, but Harry B called it on our group. It's it's a torn Achilles. You can just tell.
Yeah, Harry B knows his football, and so I'm surprised that he called that.
Yeah, it was just wow.
But I'm just, I feel bad for the Jets fans. This was probably the most excitement that they've had in 20 years, maybe.
Isn't one of your friends a Jets fan?
One of my boys is a huge Jets fan, and just
that must suck.
Yeah, just sucks that they go down like that. We couldn't even see it play out.
Yeah.
But I guess the bigger question now is, look, Zach Wilson, he's gonna step up. Are they gonna sign somebody?
They'll sign someone, but my personal opinion is you go with Zach, because they brought A-Rod in for 2 years to also coach Zach too, get him, monitor him up, so boost him up. Unless they have zero faith in Zach, which they shouldn't after yesterday. And we'll get more into that, obviously.
Yeah,
but I would personally sign a veteran and keep Zach. And then if Zach sucks, you bench Zach and put the veteran
I agree 100%, Big Ray. You got to get somebody in there, but let Zach continue. Because Zach Wilson, he's not playing great last year, but he played serviceable when they had Breece Hall.
Yeah.
Right? They were 7-2 or 7-3?
Something like that. Now you have Breece
and then once he went out, that's when they went downhill. So and then you got Dalvin Cook and Hall there, that can keep the ship going to, I think they can be above 500 team with that defense with Zach Wilson. But they need somebody. If they actually are thinking, let's make the playoffs, let's try to make a run, it's not going to be Zach Wilson. I'm going to make that clear right now.
Oh, yeah, 100%. But
you keep him right now, I think.
It's kind of, what do you think? Like, it's like they're in a kind of, as crazy as it sounds now, they're in a win-win situation. If they make the playoffs, good for them. If they suck, they get a good draft pick because they keep their first round now because Aaron Rodgers, I know this is a Packer fan, had to play 65% of the snaps.
So they get to keep their first round pick.
So if they suck, they'll have a high first round pick.
Well, they're going to have a high one. They'll keep their first round pick regardless. But look, we'll see. I don't want to spend too much time on the Jets because the Jets are the Jets, and I could care less about the Jets, I'll be honest. Give a crap about the Jets. Let's get into the real discussion here. The Bills lost. When Aaron Rodgers went down, I think everybody threw in the towel.
Yeah.
Even the Jets fans. Everybody thought this game was done. 13-3 at half. And the Bills just lost the game. And, I mean, everybody knows what happened. Josh Allen played like crap. 4 turnovers, 3 interceptions, and 1 fumble. And, let's not hide. Josh Allen played like complete crap. You can't have 4 turnovers and expect to win the game. You lost to the Jets with Zach Wilson, a deflated stadium after A-Rod's done, and you guys still lose. And honestly, I'm not even going to rant about his turnovers, okay?
Damn,
I'm not even going to rant. I'm going to rant about him, but let's not even get into his turnovers right now. If you watched the game, which I watched the entire game, the guy was making bonehead plays left and right. Bonehead plays. And this is why Josh Allen is not an elite quarterback. First of all, the guy on one play, first of all, his accuracy. There was at least 4 to 5 passes where the guy had people wide open and just threw bad passes, okay?
Okay.
Just bad passes. Second of all, then this guy is running like on a 3rd and 9. There's no way he's going to get the first down. There's 3 defenders right there. He has at least 5 yards more to go. And this guy tries to leap over 3 defenders. It was like, what the hell are you doing? Just a bonehead move. That's why this guy is not elite. This is why nobody categorizes this guy. Because first of all, his accuracy sucks. Then he has all these damn turnovers and decision making. The guy's super strong. He's a strong dude, 6'3". He's got a gun for an arm, bro. A rocket. This guy can launch the ball, and he shows that from time to time. He shows like he's a really good quarterback. At times he shows that he's a great top 2 or 3 quarterback in the league. But then he just doesn't keep it up, and bro, half of these interceptions were just bonehead interceptions where he's just launching it for no reason. For no reason,
I hate to say it, but I agree. I'm a fan of him, but with the one I saw to Stephon Diggs even knew it was an interception right away, and it was legitimately trying to knock it out of the defender's hands.
Just bonehead plays, right?
I can't even argue this. I have no argument.
It's just bonehead plays, and I've been saying this all along that this guy is not an elite quarterback, right?
I've
been saying this for years.
For sure.
This guy's not an elite quarterback, and now go to Google. Go look. Every damn analyst out there is writing about, is Josh Allen not elite? Josh Allen's not a top 5 quarterback. How do you fix the Josh Allen problem? Everybody's writing about how many turnovers he had. Nobody was saying any of this of the last 2 years. Who was saying it?
You.
Who was saying it? I've been saying it for the last 2 years. And now everybody wants to jump on Josh Allen because he had 4 turnovers in national television. They still should have won the game even with 4 turnovers. The guy can fix it, but it's all about decision making.
They had a golden opportunity. Even the fumble was his fault for sure. And then even after that, they still had an opportunity to win the game in regulation and then in overtime too.
They still could have got it done. And so
it's like So he had his chance to redeem himself, even with the 4 turnovers.
And then nobody would have talked about that. No,
Exactly.
Not one person would have been writing an article about Josh Allen being not an elite quarterback if they won.
Yeah.
But everybody wants to jump on that. It's an easy discussion. 4 turnovers. Then you look at his, stat sheet that he's had this many interceptions for, last 2 years. But it's, that's the thing. It's like Josh Allen, honestly, is very comparable at this point to Kirk Cousins, maybe even worse. Look at Kirk Cousins' stats. But why nobody ever talks about Kirk Cousins as an elite QB, right?
The reason they don't is because he's just not flashy. He's not like, look at Kirk Cousins. But yeah, Kirk Cousins is one of the most underrated quarterbacks in the league.
Yeah, I mean, look at his stats. He has better stats than Josh Allen, but
I'm pretty sure he does.
Nobody even considers him a top 5. Just because Josh Allen, how much did he get paid? $245 million contract? Do you remember on this show, and it's on the video?
Yeah, I have the quote from you when we went out too.
What did I say?
This is the worst contract ever given.
And
something between those lines.
Yeah, something like I said, this is the worst contract in NFL history. This is so bad. And that was before the quarterbacks were getting paid insane money.
So they kind of got saved then.
He was the first guy to get this kind of money. Now it doesn't even look as bad because everybody's getting paid $50 million. You got Russell Wilson getting paid 200 and something million. Everybody's getting paid $40-50 million a year. But I said it 2 years ago. I was like, are you kidding me that this guy's getting paid that kind of money? It's a damn joke. But there is hope. He is a good quarterback. Look, his decision making is bad, but he's a good quarterback. He's just not great.
I definitely agree now. I hate to say it, but it's just one game. Let's see how the next game goes. I mean, if they lose to the Raiders, then you can go very ham.
I don't want to go ham on the guy. I'm not out for anybody. Like, I want him to stop these damn turnovers, and he can be a Super Bowl winning quarterback. But he's got to clean up this decision making and focus a little bit better on his accuracy. And then he's got the dual threat. He's a strong.
I mean, they should run the ball more too.
Yeah. Why aren't they?
That's on their play calling.
Yeah. So look,
you have James Cook there, Damian Harris.
And I want to make clear, I got nothing against Josh Allen. Everyone thinks I do. I got nothing against him. Think I'm a hater? No, I just spit what I see, right? And I hope he cleans it up. And for the city of Buffalo, they got a quarterback. He wants to be there. Clean it up. And you guys can. They got a good defense. They got a good offense. Clean it up. They can still be a Super Bowl team. I said it in the first episode. I think they're going to make the Super Bowl this year.
Yeah, they only moved down from 9-1 to 10-1. So that's not like crazy.
It's that. He had 4 turnovers. I don't think he's going to have 4 turnovers every game. He'll clean it up. He just got to figure it out. But he's got to clean it up enough to be able to, it's not going to be an issue and they can win games. If he doesn't have these bonehead turnovers, they'll win games. And real quickly, I'm not going to go on too much of a rant. I've done enough Josh Allen rants. Somebody commented, he's not elite. Are you kidding me? Then, right, then Brett Favre is not elite or something. I just want to make this clear. First of all, let's just put this on the table. Josh Allen has never won a Super Bowl, okay? He's never won a Super Bowl. Is that a fact?
Yeah, facts.
Josh Allen has never made a Super Bowl. Is that a fact?
Facts.
Josh Allen has never won an MVP. Is that a fact?
Fact.
Josh Allen has never made first team All-Pro. That's a fact, okay? All those enough? Plus, we're not even going to get into this turnover situation. This guy's not an elite quarterback, guys. And there's nothing, I need to say, mic dropped. We're not going to talk about this anymore. I do not want to talk about Josh Allen being an elite QB anymore. And the number, I could probably say, just from what I read, so I haven't been able to read all the DMs and all the comments, but just the comments and DMs, just the ones that I've read, because there's a lot that we just haven't got to today. It's just been a busy day. At least maybe 10 to 15 DMs or comments about Josh Allen. Ace, you're right. Josh Allen's not elite. I apologize. Got to give you a shout out. Send this to Big Ree, right? So, so many people. And look, we're not talking about Josh Allen anymore. It's done. All right, enough on the recap, Big Ree. What do you want to get into, Big Ree?
I think we should get to BS talk.
Yeah, let's get into some BS talk.
Make it a little quick. We're already running a little late.
BS talk, Big Ree. What's new? What do you want to talk about on the BS talk?
I don't know. Just we had a good weekend. Now another NFL week coming up. Obviously, just really sad about Aaron Rodgers. That even him not being on the Packer, I wanted him to succeed. I mean, just want to at least see how he played, and It was sad to see him go down.
You know what? I mean, look, I'm sad to see. You never want to see one of the best players, best quarterbacks go down like that, right? So sad to see. But I'm saying I don't remember that I've been this pumped for college football and NFL. And I'm always pumped. But like this week, this last weekend, I was so excited, and there was nothing like waking up. Just, the same thing, getting the cup of joe, getting the breakfast, the donuts, watching games all day. It was just nothing like that. And we went out, obviously we talked about in the college, won't go over, we went out for my birthday, and so it was just a really good weekend. I had a great weekend, and I'm so pumped. I can't wait till, Saturday again.
For sure.
And the weekend, nothing like the weekend, just nothing like September to January of football. Nothing like those weekends. So I just want to say enjoy the weekends, good
For
food,
sure.
good football, and so pumped. I mean, I think we're going to cut the BS talk a little bit short here because we kind of went a little bit longer on the recap.
Yeah, and the Joshy rant.
So I don't want to, keep this. We're gonna take advice. I know a lot of people are like, they love the BS talk. A lot of people are like, cut it down. And so, there's the BS segment. I want to make this clear. The BS segment is not going away. That's not going away for sure.
Yeah.
But we will, do our best to, get to the picks.
Right.
So let's get into some shout-outs, Big Ree.
All right, I'll start it. I don't know this guy's name, but it said XI4835 or XL. I don't know who you are, but shout out to you.
Shout out to our boy Takeru Kung from Las Vegas, Nevada. Shout out to Takeru. Don't worry, we're going to clean up this week, Takeru.
Shout out to Marcus Howard.
Okay, Marcus Howard.
Yeah.
Member. Let's get a shout out to Papi 1964 Chulo. To Papi Chulo in the house. So shout out there to Papi 1964.
Shout out to Southern Star Resources. Gave us a thank you on the DGF. The DGF family appreciates it.
All right, shout out. Remember, you guys can give super thanks. Hit the super thanks button and give a little, a nice little tip for Big Ree and Ace. Shout out to Leroy Johnson, a.k.a. Fish Grease. Leroy is always in the comments and longtime subscriber to the channel.
Shout out to Bluetooth for Life.
Bluetooth for life. All right. Shout out to Damian Hall, said Josh Allen, most overrated quarterback in the NFL. Damian Hall.
Shout out to Corey Silva, loyal viewer. Also dropped us a pretty good tip there. I saw that. Thank you, Corey. We appreciate it.
We appreciate it, but overall, I'm not seeing too much thanks, Big Ree, the super thanks. I'll be honest, right? And a lot of members have said, hey, why don't you guys just make all the episodes members only and make everybody subscribe, right? And the memberships will go out the roof in the thousands.
Yeah.
Right? But we haven't done that, and partly because we hit that, super thanks button there, and we want to see. But if that trend continues, I mean, look, you guys, we went 7-2 ATS.
Yeah.
7-2 against the spread, member only and non-member videos. That's unreal. So hopefully, we see some more super thanks. We appreciate it. And want to give a shout out to the boys, Danielle and Sufi. So I want to give a shout out to the two boys, Danielle and Sufi, the BAPs up north. Anything else, Big Ree?
Yeah, that's it. Let's get into the picks.
All right. Without further ado, here we go, boys and girls. Aquí vamos, chicos y chicas. Let's go. Game one. We got the Minnesota Vikings at the Philadelphia Eagles. The Eagles are a 7.5-point favorite. Minnesota 0-1, coming off a 2017 loss to the Buccaneers. That was my pick last week. I like the Buccaneers, and that was at home for Minnesota, and they lost to the Bucs. Bad loss for Minnesota. They did not play well. But, honestly, when you have 3 turnovers, it's a very similar situation. 3 turnovers, you can't win many games, Big Ree.
Yeah.
All by Cousins.
Yeah.
All by, Kirk Cousins, interception, and, 2 fumbles. But otherwise, the guy played well. 33 for 44, 344, 2 touchdowns. But 3 turnovers. You can't win many games. They outgained Tampa Bay 369 to 242. Run D looked good for Minnesota. I know last year their pass D was horrible, but their run D looked good. Held Bucks to 2.2 yards per carry and only 73 total yards. Then we got Philadelphia coming off a 25-20 win versus the Pats. As I said earlier, they did not look good at all. At all, they did not look good. I want to emphasize that. They did not look good. They had to settle for 4 field goals, and they only had 1 offensive touchdown on the game. And that was on a 26-yard drive, Big Ree. 26-yard drive for a touchdown. So they didn't look good. Hurts, very pedestrian numbers, 170 yards, 1 touchdown. They gave up 316 yards to Mac Jones. And they honestly should have lost that game. I said that earlier. They should have lost the game. Honestly, one of the keys here is what you mentioned in one of the the videos that we put out before the season started was they're hurting without Miles Sanders. They're going to miss him.
Yeah.
You said that they're going to miss Miles Sanders, and I think you're already seeing that. They had a really good year last year, and maybe now the teams are scheming for them.
Quick question to you, like they healthy scratch on Rashad Penny last week. How do you feel about that?
I'm a Penny fan.
Me too.
And I don't know. Not sure what happened, but I don't know. I hope Penny gets some run here. But look, I think Philadelphia, we said we don't overreact, but they didn't look good. I was not impressed there with Philadelphia, and I don't think this is just an overreaction. They did not look good. Minnesota probably should have won that game, honestly.
Yeah, for sure they should have.
And so I think this is an overreaction on the line. 7.5 here. I'm taking Minnesota all day long. I'm taking Minnesota plus 7.5. All right, game 2. The Kansas City Chiefs at the Jacksonville Jaguars. The Jaguars are a 3-point favorite. The Chiefs 0-1 coming off a 21-20 loss to Detroit. As we said earlier, not having Kelsey was a big deal, hurt them a lot because everybody else had to step up. And, those guys flourish with Kelsey on the field, right? But the other guys didn't step up. Tony had 1 catch, I think.
Yeah.
Sky Moore, 0 catches.
Unbelievable. 0
catches. Valdez Scantling, right?
Yeah.
That guy
had 1 deep catch.
2 catches. So they really hurt. We're missing Kelsey. Pick 6 was a difference by Brian Branch there. But like I said, that was not Mahomes' fault. Defense played solid, honestly, without Chris Jones. But obviously, they weren't able to put enough pressure on Jared Goff. Then we got Jacksonville Jaguars. They're coming off a 31-21 win versus the Colts. It looks good on paper, 10-point win. But honestly, they had to earn that win. They were down 21-17 in the 4th with 6 minutes left.
Yeah.
They were down. And, their offense looked solid, but really worried about the defense for the Jags.
Yeah.
And look, they made Anthony Richardson look really good.
Yeah, for sure.
He looked really good. Nobody expected him to look as good as he did. And the real Josh Allen had 3 sacks for the Jaguars. So that was a good point for them. But here's my thoughts here. Look, the Chiefs could have easily won this game. Easily. I think the pick 6 was a difference. The Jags could have lost this game to the horrible Colts. I don't think the Colts are going to have that many wins this year. And this spread, honestly, should be the Chiefs 6.5 or 7. But they're on the road here, and they had a bad performance last week. And, the Jags looked like they had a better performance than they did. If this line goes up to 3.5, I'm telling you guys, buy the half point at 3. But I really like the Chiefs here. I feel this is a really easy one. I'm not buying the Kool-Aid here. Look, Jags are a decent team, but I like the Chiefs here, and so I'm taking the Chiefs -3. All right, game 3 on the docket. The New Orleans Saints at the Carolina Panthers. The Saints are a 3-point favorite. Saints 1-0, coming off a 16-15 win versus Tennessee. Sloppy game. 5 turnovers combined, 8 field goals. 8 field goals combined for both teams. Derek Carr looked solid. 23 for 33, 305, 1 touchdown, 1 interception. I like the combo of receivers they got over there, Olave, Thomas, and Shaheed.
Yeah.
And they got the tight end Johnson.
Juwan Johnson.
So they got a solid offensive group. I mean, Derek Carr, 305 yards.
Yeah.
They are missing running back Kamara, 3-game suspension, so he's going to be out again. Defense played well. They held Tannehill to under 50% passing and 3 interceptions. And only 100 yards they gave up to Derrick Henry and Tyjae Spears, who I really like, the rookie out of Tulane. That guy's going to be good. He is going to be really good. Then we got Carolina 0-1 coming off a 24-10 loss to Atlanta. Defense played well, but I've been saying this, all season. Not enough weapons for the number 1 overall pick, Bryce Young. They just don't got enough weapons. They got Terrence Marshall, Laviska Shenault, but they don't got enough weapons. The run game looked pretty solid. Miles Sanders, Chuba Hubbard. So the run game looks solid. Bryce Young, debut 20 for 38, 146, 1 touchdown, 2 interceptions. As expected, as a rookie with no weapons. I mean, he's going to be a good quarterback, but you got to give the guy weapons. He's a rookie QB, and you got no weapons. What do you guys expect here? This is not college. This is the NFL, and you're going to play against good teams. You got to have weapons. Here's my thoughts here. I think Carolina can keep this close, but they can't win. They just don't have enough weapons, and honestly, the Saints got way too many weapons. This is my lock of the week, boys and girls. Do not get fooled here. I'm taking the Saints -3. All right, Big Ree, let's go.
The first game I got is the New York Giants traveling to Arizona to take on the Cardinals. We got the Giants obviously coming off a blowout loss to the Cowboys in prime time. I mean, this couldn't have got much worse than it was, 40-0. Cardinals coming off a 20-16 loss to the Commanders on the road. The Cardinals didn't look as bad as I thought they would. I thought it would be much worse. QB Josh Dobbs did not play that well. 132 passing yards, no touchdowns, no interceptions. James Conner had 62 rushing yards. QB Daniel Jones played terrible. 104 yards, 2 interceptions, sacked 7 times. I think he needs some protection there. He did rush for 43 yards. I mean, the defense, the Giants' defense didn't look as bad as it did, as crazy as it sounds. They didn't give up 40 points because the first 2 touchdowns were on the defense from the Cowboys.
Yep.
I think Daniel Jones plays much better against a not as good as defense, and Cardinals are going up against a better offense. They are at home, but I think Saquon has a big day, and Waller. I really like the Giants here. I'm taking the Giants -4.5. The next game I got is Ravens at the Bengals. We got the Ravens coming off a 25-9 win versus the Texans. Obviously, J.K. Dobbins going down, torn Achilles. I mean, this guy is fragile glass, unfortunately. I told everyone in my fantasy leagues, don't draft him.
Wow.
And Bengals coming off a 24-3 whooping to the Browns. The offense was completely quiet. As Ace mentioned, Joe Burrow, 82 yards. Their defense was awful as well, obviously giving up 24 points. But the key thing here is Ravens did not play that great.
I agree.
Lamar Jackson had 169 yards, no touchdowns, 1 interception, sacked 4 times. He did rush for 38 yards. Gus Edwards had 32 yards. Dobbins had 22 yards. He's gone now. Justice Hill had 9 yards and 2 touchdowns. Flowers, he looked pretty good.
Yeah.
And everyone here is going to roll with the Ravens. And I'm going to do the exact opposite. This is a Vegas special. I'm taking the Bengals -3.5. That's my lock of the week. Go really big on it. I'm definitely betting the paycheck on it. Payday's on Friday, so I'm paying a paycheck. And the last game I got is Sunday Night Football. We got the Dolphins traveling to Foxborough to take on the New England Patriots. Dolphins, obviously, we talked about it, coming off a 36-34 win versus the Chargers. Tua went off, big game, 466 yards, 3 touchdowns, 1 interception. As Ace mentioned, Tyreek Hill went off, Cheetah, 13 receptions, 215 yards, 2 touchdowns. This was a shootout. Both teams just kept going back and forth. Pats coming off a 25-20 loss to the Eagles. As Ace mentioned, the offense played well. I looked at the stats. Mac Jones, 316 yards, 3 touchdowns, 1 interception. Running game was dead because they were down the whole game, and Mac Jones had to throw it. So you had Zeke, who had 29 yards, Stevenson, who had 25, and Mac Jones, who had 15. Receiving core looked all right. Kendrick Bourne had 64 yards and 2 touchdowns. Stevenson had 64 yards. Hunter Henry, 56 yards and a touchdown. This game is tricky here. Everyone is going to roll with the Dolphins. But Pats played a solid game. They only lost by 5 points. I think their defense is underrated. This is a true away game for the Dolphins because when you play at SoFi, it's not an away game. And I think the Pats are going to cover and win straight out. I wouldn't mind buying it up to 3, but I'm taking the Pats plus 2.5 here.
All right. Oh, it's going to be a fun slate of games, Big Ree. Anything else you want to throw in before we sign off?
Just make sure to like, subscribe, comment, and join the membership.
Join the membership, get the bonus picks, jump on the money train. It's going to be the money train, and it's going to be a super, super juicy.
And our survivor pick, Ace.
Yeah, but we got a separate episode for the members only that we're going to do a survivor pick in there, and we're actually doing the contest.
Okay.
So in there, we're not just, before this year, we just give our best pick, right?
Yeah.
We give our best pick of who's going to win. We're actually doing the survivor contest in the members only, and we're picking our picks. First week, we had the Jaguars, and they won, and we're going to continue with the survivor contest. Join the membership, boys and girls.